Hi everyone, welcome back. Previously you learned the basics of charts and also how to fix common issues in chart design. And today we're going to look at how to apply those techniques and principles and more holistically fix the issues that you may see in a chart design. The first example that we're going to look at will be this one. So suppose you can ignore the meaning of the data point. So here we're showing a bar chart with let's say, the population of 4 towns, a town A, B, C, D. And also we already given you the heading and also subheading. So can you improve this? So you may want to take a few seconds and think about what you may want to do. So keep in mind that you want to apply techniques and principles that you've learned in previous videos. So let's see what you've come up with. So on the left, it's our original design, and on the right is our improved design. So what are the changes that we have made, and why do we make them? So the very first thing that you might see is that we're removing the emphasis, such as in the heading, where in the previous design, we are using white text on black. And that's a very, very bold and possibly overwhelming design choice. So as we mentioned, a good idea is actually to strip these emphasis out first and then very carefully add them back in. So once you remove them, you will notice that, well, by just making it bold is probably already sufficient. And similarly for subheading, you'll notice that we remove the bold and italic. So this is the application of the principle that we said we should not really overemphasize or overbold text. So in this case, using just normal text is fine. And also you notice that we apply the same principle as in the vertical axis. We are not bolding it because actually there's no real reason that we make the bolding. And for the horizontal axis, so we apply a technique of not tilting the text so that we can make it easier to read. So you notice that just by applying these simple principles all together, you make the chart much, much easier to read. So now let's look at another example. So this is an example taken from the website Dark Horse Analytics. This is a really great example because they also show you the step-by-step ways of how to improve this. So arguably, what we see here, which is the before scenario, is a very common table that we will see in many kind of different reports or even academic papers. So I would argue that this is probably not the best design, and you can do a lot to really greatly improve this. So now take a few seconds and see what are the design choices that you would make to improve the design. So now let's see how much you've got it right. So let's do a quick review. So something you notice is to remove all the colors, all the blue and light blue colors. And also all the grid lines are gone. So those are what I would say are chart junk. So they not necessarily help the user interpret the data, but more of a decoration. So also you'll notice here we are using color pretty carefully. So we have most of the text in black, and then only the row, the third row that we want to emphasize and have it in red. And also here notice that we have very careful alignment of the numbers. So we are aligning all of them to the right, and also all of them have the same number of decimal points. And also you will notice that we adding using spacing for effective grouping. So every 5 rows we have a little bit more vertical space. And also on the first column, you'll notice that we're removing repetition. So meaning for the second to the 5th row, we're removing some of the text. So since they're just redundant. So again, you'll see that in this example, we are applying a series of simple techniques, but all together they will create a very effective redesign of our table. So in this video, we look at 2 examples of how to apply the previously learned techniques and principles more holistically to improve those designs.